Okay, thank you. God, we bless you. We say thank you for this moment. God, as we are going to start this meeting, God, start with us, fight for us. In Jesus' name, pray to us and believe. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. This meeting is an impromptu meeting that had to take place this time because we have to discuss on important issues that will help to guide each teacher on how we are going to serve class 8 from tomorrow. Putting in mind that we are discussing for the online schooling department, that we shall see how we are going to incorporate the revision towards KCPE and also the suggestions that has been raised by MAM, so that we can put all of them together. So I will first start by sharing our conversation with the MAM, and specifically the discussion on phone call. I didn't record, but I think we can get it from here. Mama Sheryl suggests that her child should now shift from the mini online schooling. Mini means they have classes. That's why they are having 3 lessons per day, and she's willing to support her child for the full online schooling. Full online schooling will give 8 lessons, and not 8 lessons, we'll give 6 lessons per day. That is every day from Monday to Friday as usual. But we are going to ensure that okay, sorry, let me respond to the call. Hello. Nzuri kidogo tu, nitakupigia, niko kwa mkutano kidogo tu, alafu nakupigia. Asante. So what we are saying is that we put all her suggestions in consideration as we also advance on how we are going to prepare this candidate so that she can excel in KCPE. Now, from the screen, you can see, I would like to request maybe Mr. Robley, welcome, I've seen you have joined. Are you able to read through the screen on class 8 timetable? Okay. Okay, Mr. Robley, maybe you are talking and you are muted in case you are hearing me. Okay, so he might. Okay, Mr. Bumbo, kindly help there. Are you able to read through? Are you able to read through my screen?
You have 2 options. Which side especially? Or the conversation?
Yeah, you can see. Are you able to see my cursor?
Okay.
Yeah, you can start from here.
Okay, thank you. Class 8 timetable looks great. A few changes. Monday classes are okay. On Tuesday and Thursday, she's not available from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please remove the 2 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. and distribute them in the morning or after 5:15 p.m. but latest time 8 p.m. Still waiting for the NEC exam result. It has taken too long, yet was not helped her gauge where she is. Hope you will give her a mock exam before we break for Christmas. Thank you very much for your good work. In summary,
Uh,
timelines.
thank you.
On Monday, grade 3. Okay.
Thank you. So you might go through the summary from number 1 to number 3.
Okay.
And if they'll have all classes, but it also has important information. Kindly read through all of them up to number 3.
Okay, timelines. 1. On Monday, grade 3 and play group are not available from she is available. On Tuesday to 5 p.m. Thereafter, they are available. Grade 3 and grade 8 both are not available. They will be available. Play group, she is available from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, thank you very much. So there are requests here of change of timetable, which will be done by Mr. Elvis and also Hafsa, because they are able to adjust the timetables. However, as they do that, there is important request here that the NEC exam results has taken too long. So the request is when we do exams with the child, the class 8, it's good when they are getting almost close to immediately. If maybe the paper ends today, the last paper, maybe she can get it after 2 or 3 days because she's only one in the homeschooling, the rest are in the tuition. So that means that when you might take long for the rest because they are more or many, so with her, she can easily get her results because actually she's alone, she's one, and that makes her option the first one. And as this is considerable, again, here is another request that I hope she will get a mock exam before we break for Christmas. So next week, as I have suggested to the parent, there will be a mock for that the candidate from Tuesday. So you may arrange it in a way that it does not interfere with the learning. And in case it has to, let it be within the timetable. So in case maybe there is exams, there are exams that would like them to, maybe you are saying maybe that will be too much for her because of also 6 lessons of learning, let it be like in the timetable. So that it does not end up like the other one, we had to follow up doing exams in bits. So if a child gets exams that way, the child will not know how exactly an exam is done on timing, especially with the NEC. So with KCP, she will be having a different environment and different way of timing and ensuring that if it is 2 hours, it has ended 2 hours. So we should design in a way because if the teacher who is doing the live exam and the student, they are in the class, it can take exactly 2 hours when you are online supervising that exam in case you have to supervise. Or you can give it and then you instruct her that I'm giving it maybe at 10 and give it at 12. So those are exactly 2 hours. So that is what we wanted to do. And then another important issue is we want to end the way we might be teaching now, which is using maybe the curriculum content Remember, this is class 8. We want the child to do the best, revise. The counterpart candidates are revising in school. And I'm sure you are also a teacher in your school and you are doing the same with the children that are there. So this one gives it gives us an upper hand because each and every candidate teacher in class 8 is also a teacher in a physical school, and you're able to access revision papers, you're able to access revision books, and beside that, if there is any mock that you are doing in your school, that is another plus. You can also test her with the mock. What do I mean? That this revision should actually not be to just the content or a topic, because you will agree with me that KCP is broad. Even a question can come from class 4, another one can come from class 5. So if we are only focusing in class 8 work, it means that we might be limiting what the child can achieve if we could have taken this opportunity to revise the whole curriculum. She will only be breaking for around 2 or 3 days. That is from 24th to 27th, which is 27th is a Sunday. So she will come back on 28th. So she will continue. Even if others are going to break, she will continue. And if she's going to continue, that means even on first and second, she will break but continue. So this is a student that she relies on our work, on the way we serve her, on the motivation we give her, on even the resources we can help her access. So this makes it uh, be assured. This makes us to be a sure source of her own improvement as she prepares for NEC. So the discussion today here gives this team of teachers where we are an opportunity to understand exactly the preference that the parent has to her daughter, that she should be given, instead of discussing in class, like when you go and ask one question by one question as you discuss and you give answers, that one might be good, but we can do something before we reach there. I mean, if you are teaching, for example, English, you give her earlier maybe a paper, yeah, that you want to revise maybe within 3 days, because with her now she can revise at a very high speed. So it's not like we are doing it slowly. You just handle as much the way you handle your physical classes, that you give like a paper. Don't worry, if she gets 40%, that's good. Then from there, you revise each and every question now in the lesson. So the paper should be given earlier, like the way we give homework. Homework is given after the lesson, but this one should be given earlier before you start revising it, meaning you can either give it and say, like, because we are going to have our English paper at this time, attempt this, give me a mark. So when you have already marked, you have given the results to the child, to your subject, not as a whole, you weight each other subjects, no, to your subject, even if it's composition, you have given the child composition, then you revise in line everything that the child have written and you would like them to improve. So that means you will be able to see this child have failed this question. You know where to focus, you know where to even go back to topical revision. That means every topic, even if there are questions and answers. And as I said earlier, is that I have all the materials you need. It's only that I have not gotten a direct request, but because now this is very sensitive that we do not have to wait for you. That's why the meeting has been called. I know you are using your materials when we talked last. I know you are using revision materials that you have, but I am also willing to, give my the available resources that I have in PDF. I have like if it's science, living things, everything, energy. So topical revision questions. So in case you find that the student needs assistance in certain topic because that student is weak there, We have even the notes that she can get. We have even revision papers. We have questions. We have even internal papers. We have some other tested exams. And the good thing, when I share to you, I give you with answers. So you will not struggle to also develop the answers. There is, I will be giving you the what? I'll be giving you the marking scheme. So that one again helps you to have an easier work. Your work is to focus on research, give the child the right thing, so that when you give another paper, by the way, in a week, if you can do one or two, the better. Although the list should be at least one, because full homeschooling, the lessons are going to be more, meaning that if you are repeating your lesson like twice, you are now going to repeat it like 4 times in a week. If you are doing it once, you're going to do it twice. So if it is something that you're going to plan knowing that you're going to have sufficient number of lessons as per the timetable we want to see below. So as you think about the suggestion I'm giving, I would like again, you see the new timetable, the way it will look, although she suggested some timing to be changed. So you will look at the, you will not look at the timing, you will look at the subjects. Here is the class 8, you can see it. So you see on Monday, we'll be having science from Al-Bashir, social from Kiangwi, mathematics, Robley, that is Bumbo will be having English, and then religion, Bumbo, and then Kiswahili, we have patience. So if you look at it very well, is like you are having 3 lessons initially, but if you count these ones, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the same have been repeated. Yeah, like now you can see on Tuesday we have composition, then we have English. That's the same way she could get it in school. So there are also 6, and that goes on up to Friday. So this table is going to be shared to class now for preparation of tomorrow after this meeting. Now, the question is, what do you think will help us to have a better revision package for the candidate so that we equally match the ambitions of the parent and give her exactly what she expects from us, and even do better, because we trust that we have experience, we have qualifications, we are also teaching children in where we are, and we can even access, for example, if you have done MOOC in Eldoret, or you have done like at Chal Bashir, if you can do it in Mandera, or you can access it from another school, or you can do anything. So it means even if it was a mock for this year, for last year, or any other mock that was done in your area, it is not a must you are the one who maybe in your school that mock was done, but at least we get a variety of what we can test these children. On my side, I've promised I'm going to give as much, like today evening, I'm going to give as much revision materials as you require. So let's come back to our discussion here, and I'll give each one of you a chance, because as I said, this record will reach the parent, because we are discussing for the benefit of Sheryl. So let's start with Mr. Bumbo, who was reading. Then we go to Mr. Robley. Then lastly, we go to Al-Bashir. And maybe the teachers who are missing because of any other reason, maybe they are in class or they not missed their attention, this record again will be shared to them. So kindly, let's start from Mr. Bumbo. What, in your own opinion, what can we do to ensure that this child reaches above 400 marks and does better than before all the time we attempt again any assignment? And again, as you say something that you think we can use in revision, or maybe we can say the strategy we can revise with her. because she depends entirely on us. Welcome, Jabu.
Thank you, sir. Now, good evening once more. Good afternoon, sorry.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Now, on my point, I can just concur with what you have said because it is one part of it. Sorry if my voice is low, don't worry about it. I'm just getting well. So, what I'm trying to say that if we are going to concur what you have said, we can achieve it. Because as you have said, actually for me, even to me, I'm going to that class whereby I'm just giving out simple question. And I would like if somebody could just chip in, or even somebody to chip in the way I'm teaching the child, especially like I'm teaching CRE. You find that I have my question, and that is the system that I've been teaching since even I joined this profession. I go with a particular, even I can go with 5 questions in that class of CRE. But one question I can explain it, and one question I can give it more reference as possible as we can. Whereby, as you have said, like this is a candidate, whereby it's a class, whereby we are going to face the examination. So I use one question to elaborate from all the way. That is even like now. Right now we are in grade 5 up to grade 8, class 5 to class 8, because 4 are of the CBC. Now the system is good, whereby if we can allow it to go like that, it is good. You know that I've been doing like that. I use a few question, but my explanation, if I could be able my gadget to record, I could send one, but my gadget, I cannot be able to record it because I use few questions, but I go in deep to explain more, to give more detail. I am not focusing on only one topic or one either strand, but I'm going beyond so that I can. Now, when we come to issue with the question paper, as you have said, please, we humble request that you forward for us so that we can be able to tackle it. And we, as the teachers of that class, I know that we are teachers by profession, whereby let this question really guide us, and this question help us especially to explain to this child until she feels as if she's in a physical class. Like for now, even to me, I will request in few minutes, if it will be good, you forward for me just few paper of CRE I tackle with the class, because today we missed the class, and the child, it seems that she's following up so that we can compensate the lesson. Then as I conclude, we have this question. You have said that we shall be doing this exam like next week. That is, we do exam on Wednesday. Now, the lesson we have left the lesson behind. That is the question I wanted to get clarity on it, because I don't know if we are going to teach the same time we issue out exam, or are we going to issue?
Yeah, please
Yes.
proceed. Please proceed. That is an error from Al Bashir. Just proceed, please.
So that is what I can say.
Oh, you have muted yourself. Um, as I have understood, the question is, how are we going to give the paper before we revise it? What I mean is, instead of like for example, if you come with those 5 questions, okay. The revision should not interfere. Like for example, issuing of the papers should not interfere with the timetable. Yeah, I mean, you just check. Like for example, I can see here on Monday, Mr. Al Bashir will have science. Yeah, science at 2 p.m. to 2:40 p.m. Remember the child, if this is Monday, maybe Mr. Al-Bashir can give this paper on Sunday or Saturday, yeah? Or, for example, you can give earlier before the class, like Mr. Isaiah has social studies at what time? At 7 p.m., 7:15 p.m. So that one means that Mr. Isaiah can give a paper earlier. And when you say earlier, it means you give, if it's a PDF, you forward to the child, you ask the child to attempt and give it to you. Then you mark because you'll be having the marking scheme. Then when you come to class, even if today you'll discuss 5 questions from number 1 to number 5 according to the order of the exam, but by the end of it, uh, you will have covered 5 out of maybe 50, yeah, or 10 out of 50. Then tomorrow, when you come, you will revise from number 6 onwards, or from number 11 onwards. And then when you will finish up to 50 in revision is when you will give another science paper for her to attempt to see if what you revised in the previous paper helped her to improve in her mean score. I think that is very much understandable, Mr. Bumbo. Okay, Mr. Robley, welcome, if you're able to hear me.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Director, for the opportunity. One, I would appreciate this time because what we are doing is one way of building our system and at least doing the right thing. One, I would appreciate Sheryl and the parent for the understanding that they have. I've seen most cases, sometimes we have unavoidable circumstances. But when we request for apologies, then at least they accept. We've never had issues with this class. So I want to thank them in advance. Then two, I think I've heard your point well, what you are trying to say and what the parent is trying to say. And I even see the reasons why whatever is being proposed is very healthy for the child. Because a Zoom lesson has 40 minutes, and if 40 minutes is not well used, then maybe we may end up covering a very small content after a longer time. For example, if we are revising maths and then we don't do what is being proposed, then we are likely to waste some time. So the idea, actually, from my understanding, is to maximize the lesson periods, the lesson times, which is 40 minutes. That is why it is important we send questions in advance. At times you can go in with questions and then you realize the child knows all of them. So in that case, either you will have to get another set of questions or, it will not help the child as much because the questions you prepared, the child knows them. So sending the questions in advance, even if it is a paper or an exam or topical questions, the child will attempt. And then as you mark, as you see what she has done, you will realize that, oh, she missed number 3, she missed number 5. So you will be actually doing exactly what she missed. And the rest, which maybe she got, now you don't need to emphasize too much on them. So I support the idea of sending the questions on time so that during class, it is just very simple. Focus on what the child did not get. I believe that is the point. Then when we will be going to, when we'll be doing that, I think we shall also be able to know the specific areas the child needs tuition on. So I support that idea. Then in mathematics, I think in case there will be that opportunity, I will request that I be added more lessons, maybe for mathematics, because the child is trying, yes, but we have a lot to do. We had talked before, and she mentioned some specific subtopics that I have to revise. For example, she mentioned TAPS, direct proportion, stacking, packing, commission, telegram, distance, speed, and others. So she told me that Mwalimu, these are the areas which actually I really need more revision on. So those are the things I'm doing. So this means I will get questions per those topic, then share them in advance. She will try doing them. Then when we meet during the lesson, we only discuss maybe what she doesn't understand or a number she didn't get. So I think with the more exams, with the materials that we are yet to receive, plus what we have, everything is going to be okay. Even if we shall have full homeschooling, we are also very ready to go. I had a question, but I think it is already answered because we preferred typing our questions than sending. But then if we will be allowed to send papers, I think there is no problem with that. I thought that even the revision papers we have to type again, but if we are allowed to send the PDF, I think there's no problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Welcome. And before you go, your class might be having some examination that they are gauging among themselves. Mr. Robley, I'll ask you, your school, are you able to share the exact papers, especially when you have some tests among your students, so that Sheryl does the same papers, and even if you're not going to rank her name in the school's mark list, but you are able to share her performance in comparison with the rest, yeah, to her, so that she knows there are also other students somewhere, and this is how I have done in comparison to them. And that, if that is possible with Mr. Robley, it will be possible with Edmond, it will be possible with Mr. Kiangwi, and let's say class 8 teachers. How can you respond to that in a minute, because we have less time, Mr. Robley?
Okay, we have exams that we are doing. We have, actually we do exams almost every weekend. So in case I will, I don't know whether you mean I send the whole set or mathematics only.
No. The whole, all the subjects.
Is it mathematics?
All the subjects, if possible.
Okay, we shall try that.
Yeah, so that even if there is some other logistics, we can talk to the parent that this is what we might require. But by the end of it, if she can compete with the rest, it will add some value than competing to herself all the time. Okay, so Mr. Al-Bashir, your time. We have less than 5 minutes. Mr. Al-Bashir, are you?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. First and foremost, mighty Allah for the blessing of the day. Secondly, I thank our director for this wonderful opportunity. I also thank our student Sheryl for the wonderful cooperation she used to give us during the lesson, and for the patience she used to give whenever we fail to attend to her on time. That, thank you very much. Secondly, I have listened and understood what you have been saying, and I have agreed. Like me, since I was requested by Teacher Hafsa that in her school, she has already completed the syllabus. Now she just needs revision. I have already started the revisions with her. In science, I have handled the candidate class for 2 years. Even though this year I have not been handling candidate, for the year 2019 and 2018, I have been handling candidate. I used to teach candidate science. In science, after immediately we complete the syllabus, I used to do topical revision with them, whereby First, we cover the first topic, which is obviously human body. We used to cover, after we cover the topic, we revise the topic from class 4 to 8. And I used to request my learners to collect different types of questions that they have challenges in them and bring them during the lesson so that we discuss. I have started the same thing with Sheryl for the last 2 to 3 weeks. I have been doing like that. So far, I have covered with her 2 topics, which is human body and health education, and I will continue doing that. In my school, I used to do that. After we finish that, I used to collect different paper. For example, KCP papers, we used to revise by years in our school. For example, we start from the year 2010 to this year, like 10 for 10 years. That's what we used to do in our school. But I have agreed with the idea that you have been saying, even if it is KCP or any other form of mock paper, sending it earlier and revising during the lesson will be very fine. And I agreed with that. If you give us more revision paper and we send it to her and we will discuss with her later, that will be fine. I will use both methods, even if it is for papers or for even the material that I have been using. I still used to use paper sometimes. I used to collect some topic from books, some from papers. That is what I used to do. And I will still continue doing that. And I appreciate if you send me more science revision papers that I will discuss with her. So with that, thank you very much for the opportunity. Good day.
Welcome, and I appreciate for your feedback and everyone. And again, before I give the opportunity to Hafsa, because she will help us in adjusting the timetable according to suggestions by the parent. There is something Mr. Al-Bashir have said which is very important, that it is possible for you to also ask the child to bring challenging questions to you, so that you can also easily help her what is pressing an immediate pressing challenge to her. So that one can easily help than only going one direction. So involve those ones with English, involve insha, composition, those ones in Swahili, involve every form. Like in mathematics, Mr. Robley, you can also involve like geometry, ensure that it's a complete revision set, that when she faces KCP, she goes with full material. So in less than a minute, I will welcome Teacher Hafsa, although Teacher Hafsa will have to go through what we have discussed today, because this is recorded, and we would like to get the revised timing of the timetable according to the parents' suggestions. And then the timetable can be sent to class so that the child can get it, start using it tomorrow, immediately tomorrow. So welcome, say something as we...
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, just like what you said, I will not in when the meeting started. I had a class, so I'll just watch the video, then I'll go as per your suggestions. But the timetable might be a bit longer because the times also, there is that range. There are times that the classes be very congestive, like maybe difference of 10 minutes, because also they have their own duties to do in certain days. And then there are some hours when you see a test paper revision, I think there is when a parent like you to send the paper. But since I'm not sure what you discussed, that was before we had the meeting, that was what the parent felt. You can send the paper earlier so that the child can do, then we discuss later. So I have nothing much to add. I'll just work on what you've discussed. I'll share plus what the parent had suggested. Then together with Teacher Elvis, we'll work on the timetable, then we can present it in class. In case of any adjustment, you let us know.
Okay, thank you very much. And everyone, I appreciate for your attendance. Share to the rest of the teachers who have missed, but also the record will be available. I would wish you to have a nice lunch and a good evening. Bye-bye. See you elsewhere.